Today with this grandmother, you will learn about improving communication and understanding in relationships. If you want to discover the best advice a grandmother could give you, stay until the end of the video. If you enjoy this type of video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss more videos like this. We will explore key aspects of human psychology, how men can better understand the emotions and needs of their partners, and how to build a relationship based on respect and empathy. Human psychology is complex, especially when it comes to romantic relationships, but it is not insurmountable. If there's one thing I've learned over the years, it's that the key to having a solid and deep relationship lies in open and honest communication. Men often tend to shut down their emotions or fail to express their thoughts clearly, which can lead to misunderstandings. Sometimes, the root of many problems in a relationship is simply not truly listening to the other person. It's not enough to hear the words coming out of their mouth. It's essential to understand the emotions behind them. Men in particular tend to focus on immediate problem solving, while women generally seek to feel understood and supported in their emotions before addressing the problem at hand. The issue isn't always the solution, but the emotional connection that's lacking when feelings are not addressed. Learning to listen without interrupting or judging and showing empathy instead of rushing to provide quick answers is one of the most important steps to building a healthy relationship. Another crucial aspect is vulnerability. The most successful relationships are built on the ability of both partners to be vulnerable with each other. For many men, showing weakness or deep emotions can be difficult, but this vulnerability creates a foundation of trust upon which the couple can rely. Without vulnerability, the relationship can become cold and distant, with an emotional barrier that prevents true connection. However, by allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, we also allow the other person to see us as we truly are without masks or defenses, and that strengthens the bond. Furthermore, in a relationship, it's important to recognize that each individual carries their own emotional baggage. We all come from different experiences that have shaped us and left marks on how we interact and react. Men sometimes have the temptation to minimize their partner's feelings or think that a past experience should not influence the current relationship. However, every person carries with them a complex inner world, full of memories and learnings that cannot be ignored. Understanding that your partner may have past wounds and being willing to be patient and understanding is essential for moving forward together. The key is to be a constant source of support and to create an environment where both feel safe expressing what they feel without fear of judgment. In addition to emotional understanding, another key part of the relationship is equality and mutual respect. Often, relationships are affected by power imbalances or unrealistic expectations from one partner to the other. Men, at times, may fall into the trap of thinking they have control or that they must take the reins of everything, which can create resentment. It's important to remember that a true relationship is one of equals, where both have a voice in important decisions from the everyday to the profound. A relationship is not about winning or losing. It's about collaborating, supporting each other, and sharing the journey together. A good piece of advice is to avoid assuming what your partner needs or desires. Men sometimes assume they already know everything, but the reality is that every person has desires, expectations, and needs that must be verbalized and discussed. It's crucial to ask and check in regularly because people change, their needs evolve, and what was once enough may no longer be. Stay until the end and discover the most important lesson only a grandmother can teach you. If you enjoy this type of video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss more videos like this. Constant dialogue about what each person expects, needs, and desires in the relationship is what keeps the connection alive. Don't be afraid to talk about your own feelings as well. Sometimes men feel disconnected or invisible in the relationship, but this can be resolved with clear communication about what they need to feel appreciated and loved. Remember that love and connection are not just about what you give but also about what you receive. Similarly, not everything in the relationship can revolve around difficult or tense moments. It's equally important to take time to enjoy each other's company without pressure. Often, daily stress and worries can steal attention from the little things that make a relationship special. From laughing together to sharing quiet moments, it's vital to care for those small gestures. The relationship is a dance of giving and receiving, and if both partners make an effort to nurture it, love will flourish. In conclusion, relationships are a constant exercise in patience, respect, empathy, and growing together. There is no perfect manual, but with dedication and the desire to understand and deeply connect with your partner, the relationship can evolve and grow stronger over time. Never underestimate the power of empathy, vulnerability, and open communication. These are the pillars on which a lasting and fulfilling relationship is built. To achieve this kind of relationship, it is essential that both individuals are willing to grow together. It is not about changing for the other, but about learning and evolving as individuals within the relationship. The commitment to improving and understanding each other requires constant effort, but the result is worth it. A deeper and more authentic connection that can transcend the challenges that arise over time. Often, relationships don't break due to one big problem, but due to small unresolved misunderstandings or a lack of communication. As time passes, these small details can accumulate and create distance. But if both partners are committed to resolving disagreements constructively and without personal attacks, the relationship is far more likely to stay healthy. The key is to maintain a team-oriented problem-solving approach, rather than falling into conflict and rivalry dynamics. On the other hand, the importance of self-esteem in a relationship cannot be underestimated. When people have a healthy self-image, they are more likely to offer genuine love and support to their partner. Emotional security is something that is cultivated day by day, and in a relationship, both individuals must feel valued for who they are, without the need to hide insecurities or pretend to be someone they are not. In this sense, empathy also plays a crucial role. When one person feels vulnerable or insecure, the other should be willing to offer support, understanding, and affection without judgment or minimizing those feelings. It is also important to remember that mutual respect is the foundation of any successful relationship. It's not just about respecting physical boundaries, but also emotional ones. Words carry significant weight, and a derogatory comment or destructive criticism can cause lasting harm. Therefore, it is vital to be mindful of how we express ourselves and learn to communicate respectfully, even during disagreements. Mutual respect is also reflected in how differences are handled and how conflicts are resolved. Instead of giving in to aggression or silence, it is essential to approach difficult situations calmly, with respect, and with the willingness to reach a common understanding. Finally, never underestimate the power of small daily actions. Sometimes, It is the simplest gestures that truly show how much we care for the other person. If you're interested in learning the wisest advice a grandmother could give, don't miss the end of the video. If you enjoy this type of video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss more videos like this. A loving message, a hug when it's needed the most, or simply listening without interrupting. These small actions can make all the difference. Daily routines can sometimes cause us to overlook these gestures. But when they remain present, relationships not only stay alive but also grow stronger. In summary, there is no magical formula for relationships, but the principles of open communication, mutual respect, empathy, and commitment to growing together are the keys to building something lasting and meaningful. Over time, learning to understand your partner's emotions and needs and being able to show your support consistently becomes a pillar upon which a shared life can be built. A relationship is not just an exchange of love. It is also an ongoing exercise in understanding, learning, and growing together. This process of mutual growth is one of the most enriching parts of a lasting relationship. It's not just about understanding the needs and emotions of the other person, but also about learning to manage our own emotions in a way that doesn't interfere with the relationship dynamic. Emotional self-regulation is key, knowing when it's the right time to speak and when it's better to take a step back to reflect. The strongest couples are those who can understand themselves while still keeping their partner's needs in mind. Furthermore, every relationship is filled with ups and downs. There will be moments of deep happiness, but also challenges that will test the bonds that tie them together. Emotional resilience is another important aspect that allows couples to overcome crises without permanently damaging the relationship. It's not that disagreements won't happen, but rather how they are managed and how solutions are sought together. The power of reconciliation, apologizing, and forgiving is another fundamental pillar for maintaining harmony in a relationship. It's also important to remember that no one is perfect, and the same goes for relationships. Sometimes the expectations we have for our partner can be unrealistic, expecting them to fulfill an idealized or impractical role. Accepting both our partners and our own imperfections is a crucial step toward an authentic and healthy relationship. There's nothing more liberating than accepting that both individuals are on a continuous learning journey, with moments of success and mistakes, but always willing to improve. A solid relationship is also a space where both individuals feel free to grow as individuals. Even though the couple is a team, it's essential that each person maintains their own interests, hobbies, and goals. This doesn't mean there should be distance or disconnection, but rather that individual space enriches the relationship, as it allows both people to remain whole with their own dreams and goals. Mutual support in personal projects, encouragement to continue growing, and exploring who each person is outside of the relationship strengthens the bond and ensures that neither person feels trapped in a dependent connection. Additionally, a relationship based on mutual respect and understanding also involves being honest and vulnerable. Vulnerability can be terrifying for many, but it is the true act of trust. By sharing our fears, insecurities, desires, and deepest concerns, we allow our partner to see us for who we truly are without masks or barriers. This can be a powerful act as it creates an authentic connection that goes beyond the surface. Finally, never forget that love is a journey. It's not something that just arrives and stays static. Love is cultivated, nurtured, and built day by day. The strongest relationships are those where both partners feel heard, supported, and valued, where both individuals continue choosing to love each other and work together, even when things aren't easy. When a couple is committed to this kind of constant work, the love they share becomes a powerful force that can withstand any challenge. It's a path of personal and collective growth, and although it may sometimes seem difficult, there will always be rewards that make the effort worthwhile. The true beauty of a relationship lies in both partners' ability to evolve, learning together as they overcome each obstacle, sharing joys and sorrows, and always choosing each other. This type of relationship, where mutual understanding, empathy, and joint construction are prioritized, forms the foundation for a deep and lasting connection. Instead of focusing solely on superficial aspects or the expectations each person may have of the other, the true value of a relationship lies in how challenges are managed. If you want to discover the best advice a grandmother could give you, stay until the end of the video. If you enjoy this type of video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss more videos like this. How achievements are celebrated, and how difficult moments are faced. Respecting each other's emotions and personal spaces. Offering support in times of vulnerability, and being willing to listen are all factors that transform a common relationship into a transcendent one. An essential aspect often overlooked is the importance of gratitude within the relationship. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, we can sometimes take for granted the small but meaningful gestures our loved ones make for us. Saying thank you, expressing appreciation for what the other person brings, for their time, and for their efforts, strengthens the connection and creates a positive cycle where both feel valued. Words of affirmation, patience, and affectionate gestures are powerful reminders that what we share is something precious, something that should not be taken for granted. Effective communication, which is so crucial, is not only about talking but also knowing when to listen. Many problems arise in relationships not because of a lack of words, but because of a lack of understanding. When one partner feels unheard, when their emotions are ignored, or their concerns are not taken seriously, distance can slowly begin to grow. That's why it's important to remember that active listening isn't just about hearing the other's words, but also about grasping the emotional tone, the intent, and what is left unsaid. Of course, each person has their own fears and insecurities. And although we may sometimes be tempted to keep our vulnerabilities hidden for fear of rejection or lack of understanding, it is precisely in this act of openness that the relationship strengthens. It's normal to fear vulnerability, but in the end, it's the shared vulnerability that builds a strong foundation of trust. Love in a mature relationship is not only a feeling but also a decision. It's choosing that person every day, even when the days are hard or when disagreements arise. Choosing love, respect, understanding, and unconditional support are deliberate acts that are reinforced over time and require effort but also bring fulfillment. In every argument, in every disagreement, there is also an opportunity to reinforce that commitment, to show that we are willing to fight for the relationship and to be better for the other. This constant effort and dedication from both parties is not only about finding solutions to problems, but about growing as a couple. It's about being two individuals who, when united, create something greater than they would be separately. The strongest relationships are those that allow both partners to become more complete versions of themselves, to feel comfortable being authentic, and to choose each other every day despite imperfections. Because in the end, what really matters is not the perfect moments, but the willingness to build a path together filled with love, learning, and mutual respect. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. Leave a comment to share your opinion and we'll take it into account for future videos.